Alright, hello and welcome back to another Mr. Pisto Plays Magic the Gathering Arena Brawl deck tech and gameplay session. It's been a little while, work's been kind of crazy, but we are on the last of the Elder Dragons. We have Shadrix Silverquill, 5 mana 2/5, flying double strike at the beginning of your turn. You may choose two. Each mode must target a different player. Target player creates a 2/1 white and black inkling creature token with flying. Target player draws a card and loses 1 life. Target player puts a 1/1 counter on each creature they control. So I thought it was interesting building around this, trying to find little synergistic things here and there. As a flying double striker, that's already pretty strong, and with 5 toughness, it survives a lot of the burn type removal spells in the format. So let's give her a go. I got removal spells, I have creatures that aren't removal spells, and I have some non-creature spells themselves. So the removal is a mix of creatures and non-creature spells. All right, let's get into the cards. So we have Giant Killer here as a 1 mana 1/2 that tap. You can pay white and a colorless to tap target creature, and it has chop down. It's adventure of a white and 2 colorless, destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. So as a removal spell, it blows up something big, and then as a creature, it can control what your opponents can and can't attack with. Bloodchief's Thirst destroys a little creature with mana value 2 or less, or if you kick it, you can pay 4 mana to destroy any target creature or planeswalker. So it's good early, good late, does lots of stuff. Eliminate, destroy target creature with or planeswalker with mana value 3 or less. So this is an amazing early game card, and it can get rid of mana dorks and things that give your opponent advantage in the early game. We have Fracture, being able to destroy an artifact, enchantment, or a planeswalker. This is a lot of flexibility, and I think it should probably go into any Silverquill deck that we play in the future. Vanishing Verse, exiling target monocolored permanent. You're gonna find a monocolored permanent no matter what kind of deck you're playing, unless you're playing 5 color, and even then they do play monocolored permanents. So it just can get rid of pretty much a lot of things at instant speed for 2 mana. So it scales very well. Banishing Light, exiling any non-land permanent and the opponent controls until Banishing Light leaves the battlefield. Very flexible. It gets rid of everything unless you're playing against the Shaya, and then you can't target the creatures anymore, and that's annoying, but that is what it is. Murderous Rider gives you a creature and a destroy target creature or planeswalker. For 3 mana, you destroy a target creature or planeswalker, you lose 2 life. Afterwards, it is a 3 mana 2/3 with lifelink, and it helps you gain back that life, and it's a fairly good blocker, and you can put it on the bottom of your library when it dies. Poison the Cup, you either murder something, destroy target creature, or if you foretold this card for its 2 mana and then cast it for its foretell cost of a black and a colorless, you get to scry 2 when you cast it. So you can outright kill something if you need to, or you can wait a turn if you can afford to get that extra scry. So it's very flexible. Baleful Mastery, another flexible card, being able to pay 4 mana to exile target creature or planeswalker card, or you can pay the black and a colorless. Your opponent does draw a card, but then for 2 mana, you get to exile target creature or planeswalker. So that can get you out of a pinch if you're stuck on mana. Exile Eat to Extinction is the similar idea to Baleful Mastery, except this time there is no cost to it, or lowering cost, but you do get to look at the top card of your library and put it into a graveyard, so you get to surveil, which helps you gain some flexibility. We have 3 Wraths. We have Doomscar, Blood in the Snow, and Massacre Worm. They each do different things. This just flat out destroys creatures. If you have the foretell, you can pay white 3 and then cast it that way. Blood in the Snow, we are playing some snow covered lands, some snow lands. 6 mana, destroy all creatures or all planeswalkers. Usually you're destroying all creatures, but you get to return a creature or planeswalker with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the amount of snow mana spent to cast this spell. So hopefully we can get to 4 or 5. That's the sweet spot for the deck, and we can start returning a creature after we've blown up everything. Massacre Worm gets rid of a whole bunch of little things that gives -2/-2, but also gives you the added added, I guess, sucking of life from your opponent slowly over time as creatures die. It also is a 6 mana 6/5, and whenever the creature an opponent controls dies, that player loses 2 life. So If this can stick around, it'll help you immensely. We have 2 interventions. We have Erebos' intervention and Heliod's intervention. Erebos' intervention for black and X gives a creature -X/-X and you gain X life, or you can exile twice X cards from graveyard. So this is kind of graveyard hate plus destroying a creature, and it gets through indestructible, which is very nice. Heliod's intervention, destroy X target artifacts and or enchantments, and target player gains twice X life. We're playing this for the top one. You have to play it for the bottom one. You're probably already losing anyways, so yeah. You think they're missing any removal spells or anything that you might think fits in the deck? Comment in the comments below. Like, subscribe, notify. Let's look at some other creatures that are in the deck. We have Elciel's Life Bounty, 1 mana 1/1 with lifelink. You can pay 1 to sacrifice it to give a creature or an enchantment, so you can save some of your other enchantment spells that we have in the deck, and it gives them protection from the color of your choice until the end of turn. It's also nice to be able to protect Shadrix so that we don't have to recast them again. We have Hushbringer and we have Strict Protector. Both this one, creatures entering the battlefield or dying don't cause abilities to trigger. We don't really play too much into the dying and ETBs, so this is more of an annoying card for our opponent to have to deal with. It is also a 1/2 flying lifelinker, so with the 1/1 counters with Shadrix, we can make it bigger, we can gain life with it. Then we have Chalet, Dean of Radiance, and Ambrose, Dean of Shadow. This is a very flexible card, playing it on 2 mana and on 4 mana, both very good. With Shadrix, you can make the 1/2/1 tokens. If you have Chalet out, you can tap it to put a 1/1 counter on each one of those tokens as they enter. Ambrose, you can tap him, put a 1/1 counter on Shadrix. Shadrix grows to be 3 power, 4 power, 5 power with double strike. And also, he deals 2 damage to Shadrix, but that's not too bad because Shadrix has 5 toughness. And then whenever a creature with a 1/1 counter on it dies, you draw a card. I kind of really want to build a Orzhov 1/1 counter, or I guess Silverquill 1/1 counter deck with this combination. I think it could be quite fun. We have, like I said, Strict Proctor. This time, any permanent entering the battlefield that causes a triggered ability to trigger, counter that unless it pays 2. Like I said, we don't have that many ETBs, so paying 2 mana is not something that we have to really deal with. Timorant, chosen from the death, 2 black 2x. X is toughness is equal to your devotion to black, and we have this card in here as one of our main graveyard hate cards. A black and a colorless, exile 2 target cards from graveyards. You gain 1 life for each creature card exiled this way. We have Archon of Emeria. This card is actually overperformed for me, making it so that you only can play 1 card a turn, and having your opponent's non-basic lands enter the battlefield tapped can be very taxing for some decks. We're kind of tap out, do one thing at a time kind of deck. We're not looking to double spell or whatever, so this is a threat in the air and it's flying. Redain, God of the Worthy, and the Valkyrie Protector Shield. Redain helps slow down snow, also makes our bigger mana or mana value or greater cards cost 2 less for our opponents, so that slows them down. And if we're playing against a really aggro deck, we can play Valkyrie and making it so that we're preventing 1 damage to myself and our permanents, and whenever one of our permanents gets targeted, we have to pay 1 extra. So usually when you're playing against aggro style decks, they have those smaller spells that target, so making those targeted things cost 1 more can be the difference between winning and losing a game. We have Selfless Glyph Weaver and Deadly Vanity. I have this one in here because you can exile the Glyph Weaver, you give all your things indestructible, and in a pinch it could be a mass destruction spell and destroying all creatures or planeswalkers. You get to pick 1 and keep it, and then you destroy the rest. So at 8 mana we don't usually get there, but we're playing it for the Glyph Weaver. We have Sedgemoor Witch. We do have a decent amount of instants and sorceries in the deck on that side and that side, so getting a 1/1 pest for every time we cast an instant or sorcery is really good. It has menace, so it attacks fairly freely, and they have to pay 3 life to target it with the ward ability. Kunos, Hound of Athreos. We're not really playing with our graveyard. We have 1 graveyard recursion spell in the deck. It's a 3 mana 3/3 Vigilance Menace lifelink. Creature cards in graveyards can enter the battlefield, and players can cast spells from their graveyards. Archon of Absolution, slowing our opponents down. If you're playing mono white, protection from white is pretty much game over, and it makes it so your opponents have to pay 1 mana for each creature that attacks you. We have Karvek the Spiteful. This is a 4 mana 3/2. Other creatures get -1/-1. So it doesn't play too well with some of our smaller creatures, but with Shadrix out, you give them a 2/1, 5/2/1, put a 1/1 counter on your things. Now Karvek's ability is gone. Next turn, you can just start growing. Then we have Athro Shroud of the Veiled, 6 mana 4/7, indestructible. Devotion is less than 7. He isn't a creature. At the end step, put a coin counter on another target creature. Whenever a creature with a coin counter on it dies or is put into exile, return that card to the battlefield under your control. Pretty much take care of any creature that's on the battlefield with Athro out. Put a coin counter on it, destroy it, you get it, other than their generals. I'm going to go through the non-creature spells fairly quickly. Agonizing Remorse. Pick a card from your opponent's hand that's non-land, exile it, or from the graveyard. I keep forgetting graveyards when I play this card. You lose a life. Humiliate, you take a non-land card from it. That player discards it this time. You put a 1/1 counter on a creature you control. Maul of the Skyclaves, 3 mana, giving a creature +2/+2, flying in first strike. Or it equips for free when you cast it first. It is the one card that really does not like strict proctor. But that's okay, we can play around that. Otherwise, it costs 2 white and 2 colorless to equip. We have Sparring Regiment. I've really fallen in love with this card. When it enters the battlefield, learn, so we basically get to discard a card and then draw a card. And whenever a creature attack, or whenever you attack, put a 1/1 counter on target creature, attacking creature, and untap it. So we can start building up Shadrix or other creatures that are early in the game, and over time, those counters really add up. Silverquill Command. We have a decent number of 2-drops. Target creature gets +3/+3 and gains flying until the end of turn. Return target creature card with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Target player draws a card and loses a life. Target opponent sacrifices a creature. So we can get rid of one thing from our opponent. We can draw the cards. A little bit of card draw is nice. Sometimes getting through that extra damage at the end is difficult, so giving flying is great. And being able to return something that is smaller, like a Elseed of Life's Bounty, to the battlefield is quite powerful. We've seen Elspeth Conquers Death very often. 5 mana, exile target permanent with converted mana cost 3 or greater at opponents. Non-creature spells your opponent's control cost 2 or more next turn, so it slows them down. And then you can return a creature or a planeswalker card from your graveyard. Gets a 1/1 counter or a loyalty counter. Return Upon the Tide. I like to play this. Return target creature from the graveyard to the battlefield because it has the foretell cost. So we can actually play it on 2. Maybe someone makes us discard a card or they mill us, and then we can play this on turn 4. So 4 mana, being able to return something from your graveyard to the battlefield. There is no other effect really like that other than the 3 mana one, but that has restrictions. We don't have any elves to play along with the elf theme, but being able to return something on 4 mana is very strong. Kaya the Exonerable is our last card in the deck other than our lands. It's +1. You put a Ghost Form counter on it. Whenever that creature dies, you return to your hand and get a 1/1 white spirit creature token. -3, exile target permanent, so you can get rid of anything. -7, you get an emblem, but basically makes it so that you can cast a legendary spell from your graveyard or from among cards you own in exile without paying its mana cost. I guess it's from your hand as well. And it's a 5 mana 5 loyalty planeswalker. We have both of the castles, 6 plains, 8 swamps, pathway, the Orzhov Starnheim land, the Snarl from Strixhaven, the campus from Strixhaven, the snow covered dual land, the temple, the Shimmerdrift Vale, and I did not realize that we did not do, wait, we need to do this. We are missing a fabled passage. We'll take out this. We are missing this. We'll take out this. And we are missing this, so we'll take out one of these. So I just added Field of Ruin, Fabled Passage, and Command Tower. All right, hopefully our mana will be better now. All right, let's get into some games. Let's do this. All right, Professor Onyx. Yeah, we can keep this. A couple more lands will be nice. We will go get our whites. And then we will humiliate. That is not a white. I guess this. It gets rid of our Archon. I think we play this one. Let's slow him down a bit. You can exile it and make us draw a card. I don't know if you need to do that at this point. All right, let's apply a little bit more pressure. Next turn, they're gonna get to pick one of these to exile. Which one? Or are they gonna just sad robot? They're gonna rampy. Right, we'll do this. Now maybe they'll Onyx and minusing doesn't make sense. That just dies to this. What else you got? Just gonna destroy one. There's a land. I think we need to do this. And I want the land first. This will be good. This little tree here makes it feel like I have like 2 lands. What's your plan, Gregem? Now we have the land, we have 3 options. We have this or these 2. See what they do. All right. They want to play more than one thing in a turn. I get it. I get it. I think we Kaya +1 here. Oh, that's an interesting card. Okay. Mid-0. Exile, yep. If I play this, they're gonna play this down ticket. If I play this, they're gonna play this up ticket, and then we play this, but then they... Well, if we play this... No, we can't play this. I need another white. I guess we're gonna do this on the Solemn. Alright, I need a white source off the top. An untapped white.
Welcome to Witherbloom.
If I play this, they're just gonna minus. Interesting, she says Witherbloom. Must be a tough choice. Or it was 3 lands.
Let's go digging.
Hmm. What did they... Ah. And this is an interesting inclusion in this deck for sure. Murderous Rider. Gets rid of that.
Fine. I'm taking the day off.
Taking the day off? I wish I could take the day off. Keep filling that graveyard, keep making your life total go down.
Witherbloom is just as dark and musty as I remember.
Yeah, makes
Come
sense.
on, there's gotta be something useful.
Well, we'll play this. Sure. What's exile? Kaya's exile. That's unfortunate.
Ugh, there has to be an answer here.
I'm sure one of those cards was very good for you. I could use this to kill this, or I could use this to exile a lot of their graveyard. Blood Chief's Thirst. This here. Oh, this here. Next might as well be 5, right? Gain us that extra little tiny bit of life. Next is 5. Ooh, not 10. 5. There we go. Ay, ay, ay. Back there. It will block. Well, this gets rid of this thing. Thank you. What are you going to do now? Card advantage is real. What's so hard of a decision? Do they have like Egademes? Pretty good.
Come on, there's gotta be something useful. Ugh.
This deals 4 right now. Don't have anything else creature wise.
I tried to fix things.
Will be useful to get rid of that thing again.
Welcome to Witherbloom College, class.
We could just start building up their board with this.
I have impeccable study habits.
Do I give them an extra turn with this? This will help us draw cards. What did they put in the bin? 2 land. Not blocking. Sure. You want to leave back that. Alright, there's another land. If I play this, it's 2, 4, 6 damage. Right? Or we dump this. I'm gonna do this. I'm going to give them a 2-1, and I'm going to draw a card. No, I did that though. The ordering on this stupid thing. No attacks. Maybe that'll be helpful. What do I get to bring back? Kunro? Actually, I want to bring back the Archon.
Come on, there's gotta
That's
be
not good.
something useful. Ugh.
Okay. Are you going to sacrifice this for a demon? That makes. Nope. You can't get triggered back with this because this is non-legendary. I guess they can discard some creatures. Been an interesting match. I feel like I have to blow this up again. All right, 2-2. 2-1. They get the 2-2, or I get that. That's an interesting card. 2-4. I feel like I'm priced into doing this.
Whatever. I have more important things to do.
Caster again, minus down tick, kill this. Come in for a lot. Are you gonna play to the board? Been an interesting back and forth. I would really like it if you played to the board. Now what are you trying to get to come back? And what? You must have some kind of removal spell. That does 2 damage to them. They're at 9. Come on, hee-haw mouth. Doesn't do anything to me right now. I think we've lost this one. Hushbringer. Maybe I can't give that to them. So this -2/-2 kills 2 things. Puts them to 5. This loses the game. This gains us 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 life. Guess this board doesn't cut it. It's game over. They have like village rights. Sure. Not that it really matters because I don't have much to do. That. And then you go. All you gotta do is attack. If you're not going to attack, I don't think I'm going to give you the thing to win. All right, let's try this again. All right, another Elder Dragon. We got a 2-drop. We got a little removal spell. We got a removal spell for the dragon eventually. We can pick their hand apart. Yeah, I think this is okay. Thinking maybe I'm not playing enough lands in my decks. But we'll see. It was unfortunate of a beating that we took in that last game. But hey, it's Magic. It happens. Their deck kind of did what its deck was supposed to do. Interesting card to want to play. I think we'll give them one more turn. We can put a 1/1 counter on that, which will be nice unless it dies. This is interesting. So you like a slow mana. Wow. What did that thing ever do to you? We're not playing out anything. And we'll play that. And we'll say go. Oh, juicy Heliod's Intervention. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or do we let them attack, blow it up? Yeah, let's bait them. So if they cast another thing, then we can just Heliod's Intervention even more. Nothing? All right. What you got? What is this? Right, if we play this, I'm gonna play this. We just play into that. And I don't think we play into that. Eventually, they're gonna have to do it. So, do it. Just do it. And destroy that with this now. That we can blow up their dragon with the giant killer. Oh, that's cool. We can we will say black. This has been a very land go-y kind of game. They have to think that. Really? So what you're saying is you want me to play this. They have snow. You want me to tap out. That's what you're saying. Like a game of chicken. They're trying to wait so that they can play a protection spell. Five that. No. I'm totally willing to say land go. Protection from white. I had one more land. Oh wait, yeah, we're good. We'll play this. And then yeah, one white mana. Giant killer there. I'm not gonna block. Very suspicious attack. Another land. I think this time we take away their that. Yeah, there we go. All right. Let's do a happy face. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry we only got 2 games in, but that first game was a doozy. It was a long one. We didn't get the dub. We got the dub in this one. We played against 2 cool Strixhaven cards. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. From Mr. Pisto to you, take care. Bye for now.